everyone! In this video, I'm going to be doing my September bullet journal setup. Let's get started with the first page, the cover page. So for this month's theme, I decided to go with Kawaii drinks. I'm drawing lots of drinks and beverages floating around the page. If you don't know what a bullet journal is, a bullet journal is basically an organization system all in one notebook. There are many ways to use a bullet journal, but I like to use it as a planner and a creative outlet. So that's why I'll be drawing a lot throughout this setup. I'll also be including 2 school-related spreads for students, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned for later in the video. This Kawaii drink theme was inspired by my favorite drinks in real life. I'm drawing bubble tea, juice boxes, milk, soda cans, soft drinks, and more. The drink that you saw in the beginning of the video is actually a yogurt drink that I'll be drawing throughout this video. These are very simple doodles of drinks and beverages. I basically stuck with the same base outline for each type of drink. So all of the milk cartons are the same shape, all of the juice boxes are the same shape, and so on. The only thing I did differently was put a different design on each one. I also made sure not to put 2 of the same type of drink next to each other, and I made them in different sizes. I'll be keeping the design very simple and not too complicated. This way it'll be easier to draw and not too distracting when I draw these drinks in my other spreads. Now I'm writing September in the middle. This is a very simple round style font, but it has slightly uneven line thickness. This gives it a handwritten or doodly look. I think this font matches the theme since I'll be drawing lots of drink doodles. I'm planning to do a detailed tutorial on how to draw these kawaii drinks that you see in this spread, so make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the video. I'm using a black brush pen to draw the tapioca pearls in the bubble tea. This is faster than just using a regular fine liner. I'm using pastel brush markers to color in the drinks. I also used a colored pencil in some areas because I didn't have the right color of marker, but it's also good for coloring areas with more precision. This is going to be a very colorful setup. With so many things on this page, it can be really easy for the page to become too crowded, so I'm only using 2 to 3 colors for each drink to make it look more simple. Make sure you don't put 2 of the same colors drinks next to each other as well. I didn't add any shading to the drinks because I wanted it to look like a simple flat drawing. For the marble soda, I made a gradient between the 2 colors. It turned out looking super cool and magical, so I'll continue to color the marble sodas like this for the rest of the video. All of these drinks on the cover page are making me crave some of the drinks. I wish I had these drinks with me right now, but I guess these drinks are unhealthy anyway, so it's not too bad that I don't have them. Now I'm adding some colorful dots in pink, blue, orange, and green around the page to fill up the empty space. I just used the same colored markers that I used to color the drinks. These dots will be used throughout the spread. Lastly, I'll erase the pencil marks. And here's the final cover page. It turned out super cute and colorful. Next is the calendar page. This page is where I write down all my events, appointments, and things like that. Since this theme is very colorful, I'm going to make a colorful calendar. I'm drawing the outline of the calendar boxes using a pink marker. I made sure to leave some empty boxes in between each pink box so that I can fill it up with other colors. I tried to make the boxes straight but ended up not being straight and looking more curved and doodly. This actually works perfectly for the theme because it fits into the style. I'm alternating colors in pink, green, yellow, purple, and blue. I left a small gap in between each box. The last 3 boxes aren't part of September, so I'm coloring them in. I know that some people just skip drawing these, but I like to add them so that I can write stuff for next month, since my October calendar isn't set up yet. Now I'm writing the dates from 1 to 30 in the top left corner of each box. At the top, I'm writing September again. This is the same font as the cover page. This font also goes well with back to school themes because it's kind of like a handwritten style, which is related to writing in school. Okay, now I'm drawing lots of drinks around the calendar. These are the same type of drink as the cover page, and I'll be drawing these drinks throughout the video. I forgot to write the days of the week, so I'm drawing them now. I stopped drawing the line right before it met the days of the week so that they don't run into each other. I had a lot of fun drawing new designs for each type of drink. There are so many flavors you can do, like cherry, strawberry, banana, melon, and more. You can really do any flavor you want. It doesn't matter if it's an actual flavor in real life. I also added words on the drinks. Adding words on the drink make it look so much more detailed even though you didn't really put that much more effort into it. I only added words on some of the drinks so that it won't look too overwhelming. I cut off the drawing where across any of the boxes to make it look like it's going behind it. I continued these drawings all over the calendar page. Now I'm using a ruler to draw the notes section. Unlike the calendar boxes, I'm using a black fineliner. I just wanted to add a little bit of black to break up the colorfulness of the spread. Okay, now it's time to color. As you can see, I'm using a brush pen again for the bubble tea. Although this time it didn't dry completely before I went over it with pink, so it smeared and made it look muddy. Make sure you wait for the brush pen to dry first so it doesn't smear. Or you can just draw the tapioca on top of the pink marker. The color scheme for this theme is mostly pastel, but I'm adding a few little pops of bright colors, like this bright blue in the marble soda and the red on the cherry. These brighter colors will add some contrast and variation. To make the September stand out a bit more, I'm adding a purple drop shadow. I use purple because it's also part of this color scheme. I'm only coloring on the right side of the letters. Now I'm adding a drop shadow to all of the drinks. I think this drop shadow really helped to make it look better and pop out more. Lastly, I'm highlighting a circle around the dates using the same color as the box around it. And here is the finished calendar page. It's super cute and I'm happy with how it turned out. Moving on to the first back-to-school spread for students. This page is the test tracker, where I'll write all of my upcoming tests, projects, assessments, and exams, so I'll know when to study for them. I'm using a ruler to draw a box where I'll write the information. When you get your syllabus or your test dates, you can write down all of the upcoming tests, projects, or whatever ahead of time. You can keep track of all your tests in one spot and look back at this page to see when you will need to start and when it's due. This can be helpful for big exams or long-term projects where you just need to start studying ahead of time. For smaller quizzes or short-term projects, you can just write it in your weekly planner. Since this is a school spread, I'll keep it very simple. I just drew 4 miniature drinks at the top of the page, next to the header. I drew ramune, a soft drink, bubble tea, and a yogurt drink. Now I'm writing the title. This is the same font as before except it's in all capital letters. I know the title says tests and projects, but you don't have to use it for only that. If you don't need this spread, you can turn it into a quote page, which is what I usually do. Check out my other June bullet journal setup for a quote page example. The coloring is very simple. I only use 4 colors for the drinks. I'm highlighting the start column with pink because I think it's important. Now I'm just adding some ripped washi tape for finishing touch. I like ripping my washi tape so that it looks like it has a rough edge. After I erased the pencil marks, the test page was done. Next is the YT vid plan / brain dump. Since this is a Kawaii drink theme, I thought it would be super cute to turn this page into a giant milk carton while I write all my video ideas and plans. I drew a very simple milk carton in the cartoon style. At the top I'm adding a peach design and the word fresh to make it look like a real milk carton. I wrote it in the bubble letter style. I'm drawing a rectangle for a simple label on the side. On the top tab, I'll write my title in a capital letter font. I'm using my pink brush marker to color the carton. Since I need to write in the middle, I'll only color in the shadows and leave everything else blank. I used a darker pink for an accent color and the detail. Now I'm erasing the pencil marks before I add a bunch of colorful dots around the page. These dots will fill in the space and make it look more colorful. For a finishing touch, I'm adding strips of washi tape. This peach washi tape is a perfect pair with the peach milk carton. Here are the 2 pages next to each other. Now I'll do the habit tracker. I'm starting with the title, which is in the same handwritten style font as always. The habit tracker is a page where I'll track how often I do my habits and which ones I need to improve on. I'm drawing 8 outlines of mini September calendars for each habit. I drew them in the doodly style to match the theme. Now I'm drawing 30 dots inside each mini calendar for each day of September. I accidentally skipped a row of dots, but I will add that later. This is a more simplistic style of habit tracker compared to the grid box style that I usually do. I filled in all of the calendars with dots. Now I'm writing all of the habits on top. I used to have 9 habits, but I removed one because I don't need to track it anymore. Once you get good at completing a habit every day, you can remove it and focus on the habits that still need improvement. Now I'm drawing some drinks all over the page. I drew 9 different types of drinks, and there are 1 of each. I colored them very simply as to not distract from the habit tracker. I highlighted each of the habits with a brush marker. I used 2 of each color. I just added some pastel dots around the page. Now I'm filling up the empty space with some peach washi tape. To finish it off, I'm drawing a drop shadow under each habit tracker. So this is how I'll use it. I'll color a circle around that day if I did the habit that day. Here's the finished habit tracker. Right next to it, I'm going to do the mood tracker. If you thought that this setup had a lot of drawing so far, you probably won't be surprised when I draw the mood tracker. This mood tracker will have a lot of drawing to do, so it will take some time. If you want an easier tracker, check out my August bullet journal setup for an easier one that you can easily incorporate the theme into. I'm drawing 5 horizontal rows for the shelves where I'll draw my drinks on top. I'm drawing 9 different types of drinks. Milk cartons, ramune, this banana milk thing, soft drink bottles, soda cans, yogurt drinks, milk jugs, bubble teas, and juice boxes. I just drew them in whatever order I wanted. I made sure that there weren't 2 of the same type of drink next to each other. Each row has 6 different drinks. This is going to be a little bit like a bar graph, except the drinks are the bars to fill in for my mood. I'll show you how this works later. Here's all of the finished drinks. I forgot to label each drink with the dates from 1 to 30, so I'll do that off camera later. Now I'm drawing the vertical axis for the bar graph. This will be the guide for how high I should color in the drink depending on my mood. The bad moods are at the bottom and the happy moods are at the top. I'm not going to draw the vertical line for all of the 5 rows. I'm just doing it once. I will color in the liquid inside the drink depending on the height of my mood. The more full the drink is, the happier I am. And here's the 2 finished spreads. Moving on to the last spread and the second school spread of this video. This will be a student planner style weekly layout where I write all my assignments. School is very busy and you might not have time to draw all of these decorations, so I'll make it very simple, clean, and functional. I'm using a ruler to draw a vertical weekly layout. The columns are for each day of the week. I left a gap in between each day, but you don't have to. This is a standard weekly spread that I see in a lot of academic planners or student planners. Even though it's simple, it gives you a lot of room to write and is very functional. I rounded the corners of each of the boxes. Now I'm splitting up the columns with 5 horizontal lines. This will give me 6 boxes for each of my subjects. I stop in between each box to create a gap. If you have more classes or subjects, you can split it up into smaller sections. I like splitting up each day by subject instead of just one big to-do list because it's easier to see which assignments are for each class. On the left side, I'm writing the subjects. Each row of boxes corresponds to the subjects on the left. At the top, I'm writing the dates and the days of the week, starting with Monday. I still want to tie in the theme, so for the weekend boxes, I'm making them into drinks. Don't worry, this is very simple to draw and it doesn't take much time. You can always just draw a box if you prefer. So for Saturday, I drew a soda can. For Sunday, I drew a juice box. Make sure to make it big enough so they can write inside. Also make sure to leave the inside blank, of course. The bottom one is my weekly task and events box. I drew this into a bubble tea cup. As always, I'm drawing the tapioca with a brush pen, but this time I'm going to wait for it to dry before I color it. The top section is the weekly task box where I write all my tasks I need to complete throughout the week. Now I'm coloring in the cup with a solid purple color. I colored the sleeve in a darker color to help me see where the 2 boxes were cut in half. I basically just use 1 solid color and 1 accent color for each drink. Make sure to use lighter colors so that you can see what you write inside. I'm highlighting a circle around the date first. Then I highlighted a rectangle over the whole header. This will make the date darker than the words. I alternate 3 colors, pink, green, and purple. To make the subject stand out more, I'm highlighting them with yellow. Lastly, I'm adding a drop shadow to all of the boxes. It looked a little bit plain, so I'm adding some colorful dots around the page. Now I just need to erase the pencil marks. Then I'll finish with some washi tape at the bottom. Before the final flip through, please give this video a like as it will help it reach out to more people. Now onto the final flip through. This setup was super cute and colorful. The next video will be showing you how to draw these kawaii drinks, so subscribe if you want to see it. Don't forget to give this video a like. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.